What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 105 of Our Travel Experiences. I'm your host, Kyle Rasmussen, and today I'm going to talk about one of my trips. This will be a shorter one, but it's been cold where I am at the last couple months, and I've been dreaming of warm weather, and so I thought I would share one of my warm weather trips. So let me share my screen here. Yeah, so. I actually went twice, I think 2 years in a row, in November, I believe 2020 and 2021 to Florida. I have some family that lives down there part-time and in St. Pete Beach, near Tampa Bay. And so I went there a few different times a couple years ago. But in 2021, I extended the trip. The first couple days that I was in Florida, I went to the Kennedy Space Center, which was amazing. As a huge space nerd, I loved it. Very cool to be there. There had been a launch, SpaceX launch, actually earlier that morning before I got there. So that was kind of cool to say that I was kind of there. Hopefully, I get to see one in person one of these days. But yeah, so this is 2021, these pictures. So I flew into Orlando from Seattle, very long flight. That was a crazy flight. I wrote about uh, something that happened on that flight in my book, which you can check out. You can buy it online in my link tree. Um, it's on my website as well, so it's available. There's also an audiobook version on Audible and other audiobook platforms, so you could check that out as well. I believe that's a lot cheaper than the actual book. But anyways, I shared a little bit about that flight. It was pretty wild. Anyways, so here I'm getting into Kennedy Space Center. So I rented a car from Orlando, drove to Kennedy Space Center. Again, I was just like a kid in a candy shop here. This is really cool to be here and to experience this. It's a picture of the NASA globe here. Wow, that was definitely a few years ago. Beard was a little shorter. Definitely not as fit in that picture. All right, yeah. So you enter. This is the first part of it here. You got all these old rockets, which was really cool to see. Those things are ginormous, and it's amazing that those are some of the smaller ones too. Nothing like SpaceX's whatever they call it, the heavy whatever. But that one's ridiculously big. Or the Saturn V rocket. And then this is a replica of looks like the Mercury mission control. Other pictures there, space capsule. Yeah, there we go. Bonnie Dunbar actually is from Sunnyside, Washington, which is a small town near Yakima, where I'm from. So she's definitely like known in the area. Pretty cool that she was one of the first female astronauts, which was really cool. So and she's inducted into the Hall of Fame here. And actually, I might have some pictures later, but that day that I was there, not only was there a launch in the morning, but that afternoon, when I was actually there at the Space Center, they were doing the induction ceremony for astronaut Scott Kelly, who was I think he set the record for longest time in space, continuous time in space, or something like that. I know he was in space for over a year. And so I actually saw him from not too far away, which was kind of cool. But here's another rocket. And yeah, another NASA globe, the Mars rover. That's actually the Mars rover is way bigger than I expected. It's actually a fairly big machine. So that was kind of cool to see as well. Again, I geek out on all this stuff. I love this. I loved being here. This was like a bucket list thing for me for sure. There's Saturn V or replica. Um, COVID time, so got the mask on. And there's another like replica. Here's the rocket. Okay. I thought I would went and saw that. Yeah. So you can actually go out to the rocket that was used, the Saturn V rocket, to get to the moon. And I'm probably messing up all these facts, but I'm sorry. This thing is huge, huge. It's so big. It takes a while to walk from one end of it to the other. Wow, terrible picture there. There's the moon lander, lunar sample. That's pretty cool. There's the return capsule. God, that would suck to be in that. It's so tiny, and you're just floating and just hoping that it keeps you safe as you plummet to the earth and land in the ocean. So, and hoping all the parachutes work. Otherwise, you're not stopping very quickly. Or I guess you will stop quickly, but it's going to be really painful. There's that's where they store the rockets there. That's like a ginormous garage. Airplane, pictures of all the space stuff. There's a space shuttle. That was pretty cool to see. Um, yeah, Heroes and Legends. This is where they were doing the ceremony, I believe. Um, I don't even remember taking this picture of this is ice cream like a chocolate pie thing. I don't remember that at all. That must have been when had made it over to the other coast to Tampa Bay, the St. Pete Beach, see the family. This beautiful sunset there, that was awesome. I mean, you being on the St. Pete Beach is on the Gulf side, so you're getting the sunsets. And I mean, every night it's just beautiful. Especially wintertime, you got some more clouds going on. But yeah, definitely beautiful to be there. Oh, I love that picture. The one palm tree. It's beautiful. I love sunsets. More sunset pictures. I will take. I'm one of those people that will take 50 sunset pictures for sure. Then one day we actually went out on my uncle's boat, went fishing out in Tampa Bay. Beautiful day again. We caught a few fish that day. Well, not very many. But then sitting on the beach there, beach pictures, always fun to walk up and down the beach. Another sunset picture, of course, beautiful. That glowing orange, that sunset orange is my favorite color for sure. Being in San Diego, I got lots of good sunsets when I lived there. More sunset pictures. Oh, there's my mom fishing and my sister. And there's the big bridge in Tampa Bay. Uh, there's me running in the humidity. I ran like I don't know. I want to say it ran like 5 miles that day that morning. Just drenched in sweat with the humidity. And then this is at the Salvador Dali Museum, which is actually really fascinating. This is one of his favorite famous paintings where it looks like Abraham Lincoln from afar, and then as you get closer, it looks like a lady looking through a window, which is pretty wild to have a small print of that I got there. His art is pretty wild, to say the least. Very abstract, uh, crazy, distorted. Famous clock there. He is, if you've seen Salvador Dali, know who he is. Had a really, neat mustache that curled up. Um, and so that's a statue out there, and you can stand in the middle of it and have a big mustache like him. It's outside of the Salvador Dali Museum. I actually really like this picture too. Very pretty. I always like the flowers and palm trees. Palm trees are always nice too. And then this is at a golf course there, not too far away from St. Pete Beach. My mom and I went golfing. There she is. We always like to golf together when we go on trips. She's gotten really into golf, so that's fun. Then there's my uncle who was just fishing off the beach and happened to there's a pot of manta rays that swam by, and he happened to hook one of those. That's actually a really good picture. I like that. And yeah, so he accidentally hooked one of those manta rays, and he put on a show. There was a lot of people that were walking along the beach that saw him and checked it out and watched him reel it in. I think it was a big fight here. I don't know if the sound pops up on this or not. Skip ahead. So he's bringing it in right now. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Those things are strong for sure. Oh, there's a good picture. Yeah, that was quite the fight. I think it took like at least 15 minutes to reel that thing in. More sunset pictures, of course. Oh, and then it was actually really cool. I forgot about this. We went up to Treasure Island, which is not too far away, short drive, and they had like a sandcastle festival and competition going on. So there was these ridiculously well done sandcastles that are humongous and just incredible to see. I mean, the detail that goes into this would, I mean, I can't imagine how long these took. Uh, there's so much going on. I can't imagine creating something like that. There's no way I could do that. I do not have the patience to build that. This is like Beethoven playing an organ, just wild, crazy, crazy details. So much work went into these. I don't know which one won, but these are all incredible. Yeah, there you go. Standing ovations at Treasure Island present Sandlantis. Yeah, that was really cool. I guess that was the last picture. Oop, what happened there? Okay, but yeah, this trip was amazing. We also went up to I think it's St. or John's Pass or something like that. Very cool little kind of tourist beach town sort of thing. Had lunch there. Walked through the shops on the main street there. Got some ice cream, that sort of thing. It was a lot of fun. But mostly just kind of hung out at the beach, ate lots of good food. It was really, really a blast. And actually, the year before, this made me remember talking about this. Maybe remember the year before, my mom and I had went, and one of the days that we were there, there was actually a hurricane, Hurricane Ada, and that was pretty. That was the first time I'd experienced anything like that. So I actually got to kind of be in a hurricane, very very low grade. It was basically right at the edge of a tropical storm, and it was a tropical storm after not very long once it hit landfall. But man, it was just like the wind was whipping, it was raining. The next day, there's like plants all over the beach that had been blown out and flooding and everything. It was really wild, but I mean, I felt safe. We were safe. It wasn't a big deal, but it was pretty cool to be a part of. So yeah, no, Florida's amazing. Tampa Bay area, St. Pete Beach, which is actually kind of far from Tampa Bay itself, the city, but very, very cool place to go visit to see the sunset, eat some good food, some fish tacos, always good, and just enjoy the sunshine. So that was yeah, my trip to Florida. Thanks to my aunt and uncle who may listen to this for hosting us a couple years in a row. I know they've hosted other family members, and it's always a lot of fun to go down there. They also rent out the house on Airbnb, so you can check it out there. If you're interested, reach out to me and I can get you in contact potentially. And yeah, no, it was a great trip both times, and look forward to going back sometime in the near future. I definitely I haven't really explored much of Florida, so I need to go back and experience other parts of Florida as well. So that, especially the Everglades, I'd love to see the Everglades. But yeah, would love to check out more. It's not a very wide state, so that's why I went to Orlando, which is kind of in the middle. And then I drove over to Kennedy Space Center, which is a couple hours, and then that's on the opposite coast on the Atlantic side. And then I drove it back across the state, uh, 3, 4 hours to St. Pete Beach. So not too bad at all. But anyways, let me know if you've been to Florida. I'd love to hear your Florida stories, any tips, tricks you have for people going to Florida. Anything you'd recommend for me as I look to visit more areas of Florida. And yeah, keep traveling, everyone. I will see you somewhere around the world soon.